there was a strange sign that caught your eye while you were driving home from your parents. It looked like an old sign, but you never seen it before. It was shaped like a spider horse and read, Jethro's House of Spiders and Horses. Come see God's best creatures in all their natural glory. You disagreed with the sign's assertions, but you decided that you'd check it out anyway. When you drove up to the dilapidated horse ranch, you can tell that the faded colors used to be once bright and eye-catching, but now it looks kind of creepy and unsettling, like a drunk birthday clown at the end of a hard day's work. It seemed that no one was even there until an older man in faded purple suit, with a matching ragged top hat and a pair of green gloves, came out. He had a slight limp that he pulled off in a charming way. As you noticed his intense eyes, he said something in an almost too old-timey way. Welcome to Jeffro's House of Spiders and Horses. Come see God's greatest creatures in all their natural glory. You agreed to the tour that he wouldn't shut up about, and found out the tickets were only $5. Why not? Most of the tour was boring, just a bunch of regular spiders and horses. Then, when he noticed when you were bored, he exclaimed, "Oh, you want to see the weird stuff? Follow me to the weird place then." the way he said it made you both creeped out, but at the same time not. You followed him anyway. There was some stables a little bit further back. Most of them were huge and empty, except for 3. The first one had a big spider in it. It also had a horse head for some reason. It was weird enough for you. It was also, really big, and had too many joints on each of its legs, and it seemed to have a thick blue fur. If we didn't have the stable lined with mirrors, it would charge through and destroy half the house of spiders and horses, the old man said in a nonchalant way. Here, on to the next one. The next one surprised you. It was a nude lady in a marsh-like stable. Come on, you're not fooling anyone. The lady sighed and transformed into a horse that seemed a little bit too wet, had sky-blue mane. Don't touch it, or you'll have to cut off your hand to get away from her. The old man took off a glove and showed prosthetic hands. On to the weirdest one, friend. The last one was weird. Really weird. It had a lot of legs. Way too many legs for a horse. Old spider legs tend to get them. Then you felt something hit you on the back of the head. Welcome to Creepy Critters, a podcast that I have no intro for yet. My name is Jessie Cooper, and we're gonna talk about some cryptids today with Faith.
Hello.
We have a theme.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you guess?
What's funny is out of these two things, the thing I hate the most is horses. Don't hate spiders, hate horses, though.
Well, the theme is spider and horses, if you couldn't tell by the intro story. So today we're going to be doing 3 cryptids. Faith here chose a cryptid called Old Spider Legs. And there was literally only one paragraph on it with no sightings or anything. So I decided to do a spider cryptid, a horse cryptid, and a spider horse cryptid. Because for some reason, those were easy to find. I literally found all of those within 5 minutes after she chose it.
What if you took a horse and a spider and put them together? Noise.
Noise. So, I guess let's get started. Mm-hmm. So, the first cryptid we're going to talk about today is the Lafferlang.
Ooh.
And it's a big spider. It is a large spider-like creature with triple-jointed legs, a bushy tail, and blue stripes. It's reported to have a horse. It's also been reported to have a horse or tiger head.
What? Okay, I was with you until there.
It is said that its legs can, the legs makes the creature runs really fast in any direction, to catch who gaze upon them, sometimes without provocation, and then kill them with its single deadly bite with its powerful venom.
Oh, so it's like a giant hobo spider.
Yes.
Except wearing one of those horse masks.
I imagine it also has 8 horse eyes.
Oh
too.
God, no. Okay. I'm not okay with that.
No,
That's
I'm
where
okay
I draw
with
the
it.
line.
Yeah, if
it had 2 eyes, that's fine.
so what about its, like, bushy tail? It's a spider with a tail.
What? That's such a vague description. Like, I need more, okay? I need more.
Well, why don't you go out in the woods and find it?
Okay. Is this one of the ones that was found by a lumberjack?
Yeah, this is one that was found by a lumberjack. This is a fearsome critter. Fearsome creature, I mean.
Thanks, lumberjacks.
Yeah. In case of an attack, victims could use a large mirror to confuse them. The lufferlang will gaze upon itself, then rush off with fear of its own horrific appearance.
Oh, that's almost like a little sad.
I don't know if I'd want to live that existence.
Oh my god, a giant spider!
Oh my god, a giant spider with a horse head that's as proportional to its body, so it's a huge horse head. And it also has 8 horse eyes.
Holy shit. It just runs away.
Okay, so you want to hear the cryptid I want to make? Like, by make, I mean, like, genetically make.
Yes.
With mad science. I want to play God. So, what I want to do is I want to cross a spider and a sea otter. So really more, it's like if a radioactive spider bit an otter, and instead of becoming spider otter, it became otter spider?
Otters.
See, okay, it makes sense because I'm trying to make an allusion to man spider instead of Spider-Man.
Instead of Spider-Man. Yeah. I get it.
So it would have 8 limbs. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And it'd have 8 eyes. But it'd still be furry like an otter.
Aww.
And it also use like webbing to capture clams.
Aww.
And it also have fangs,
like a little net.
Yeah, but it also have like super sharp fangs that it uses to kill predators.
I mean, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess otters don't. Otters don't really have sharp teeth. They eat soft things.
Yeah, and best thing about it is whenever 2 of them that are close together fall asleep at the same time, they hold like 4 hands.
Oh, okay. Quadruple the hold handing. The flufferlang.
With the flufferlang, who has a horse head with 8 eyes. Or tiger head with 8 eyes. I don't know, I like the horse theme.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. Like,
I mean, like, tigers are not native to the United States. It doesn't make any sense. Horse, on the other hand, perfect sense. I mean,
horses aren't native either, though. They are brought from...
Damn it, you're right.
They're brought from Europe. And then it turns out that America was just perfect for breeding a ton of them.
Apparently. Plot twist, the Lufferlang is actually a spider and a llama. Which is somehow worse than a spider and a horse. Because not only can it bite you, it can spit on you too.
Wait, do you think it has like do you think it's like a wolf spider? And it hunts all its prey and doesn't do like a web?
Yeah. Well, that's like what I was saying earlier. It's like a giant hobo spider. That's what hobo spiders do. And hobo spiders will attack like anything moving that they see because they have really bad eyesight. they have really bad eyesight, so they're extremely aggressive and will attack anything that moves. You know, like the Lefferlang, like if it sees you, it'll attack you.
Well, maybe it is a giant hobo spider. Maybe this thing actually does exist, and it's a hobo spider.
It's just welcome to my life whenever I go down into my basement.
Oh, well, luckily it's been cold, so spiders aren't around here at the moment. Although at the same time, I don't begrudge spiders. They just get rid of all the annoying bugs. And, I'll as long as they're not, directly above my face, I'll let them have their corner. But, maybe not this one, because it's about as big as my room.
Yeah, it wouldn't fit.
It wouldn't fit. And also,
it wouldn't fit.
Also, it will just attack you if you look at it. So.
Yeah. You have to wear, sunglasses at all times around it. Then it can't tell if you're looking at it.
So, yeah, there's not much to talk about the Lefferlang, by the way. It's just a weird spider.
Still the tail. What kind of tail? It's a bushy tail, apparently.
Okay, well,
I have so many questions.
Well, let's get into this. What type of tail do you think it has?
I'm thinking it said bushy tail. I'm thinking like a raccoon tail in my head.
Oh, wait, it has blue stripes.
My God.
Okay, so
it's a raccoon.
Yes. It's a raccoon. Okay, wait, what if we replace the horse head or tiger head with a raccoon face?
Oh my God, please. A little triangle face.
And it has 8 eyes, because it needs to have that.
Yeah. Well, it's like some lumberjack saw a raccoon spider and was terrified of it. But when he got back to his friends, he had to make it sound really scary. So he's like, "Oh yeah, I saw this spider thing, and it had a tiger head and a bushy tail." They're like, "Tigers don't have bushy tails." He's like, "Don't worry about it, Craig. You didn't see it."
Also, why did you jump on the bushy tail? I was talking about a spider with a tiger's head. I would probably tackle the spider part first.
I just, it seems like the least fitting thing on, okay, spider legs, got it, all the other stuff, got it, and then it's bushy tail, random detail to add in there. I think it's because all the other parts of it are creepy, except for the tail.
I would also like to point out, okay, because for the most part, the wiki that I use to just kind of get the basics off of and use that as the start of my research, which is cryptids with the z.wikia. .com. And so it's good.
Yeah.
So much of the fearsome critters or creatures, I keep wanting to say critters, but the fearsome creatures, whatever. The lumberjack lies.
Pretty much.
It all comes from a book that was it all comes from a book with basically lumberjack tales. Because it was a really big profession on the West Coast, in anywhere where there's forests and stuff. And the reason why Paul Bunyan became an American folktale is because Paul Bunyan was actually a lumberjack story thing. It was an oral tradition, and people just add to it. And sometime in the late 1800s, a Grimm Brothers type was just hey, let's collect all these. And the reason why we have, Paul Bunyan as a still lingering story is because someone's just hey, these lumberjacks tell really good stories.
Apparently humans create really great things when they're extremely bored doing, menial labor. Because that's exactly how the Grimm's fairy tales came around. It was women doing, menial, boring labor.
But yeah, but the thing is in all the sources I've seen, it says its legs could make this creature run very fast in any direction. I will argue that anything with legs could run fast. It's not if it was will, that'd be different. But the could, anything could be fast compared to something else.
Yeah, it could run fast, but it's actually it kind of just jogs behind you.
It's not that fast most of the time, actually, but it could be fast. I could run a mile. I could run a mile if I wanted to, but I'm not. So technically, if I say I could run a mile, that's something that's still technically true.
Exactly. Yeah. Sure. I could outrun my cat, but also I don't want to. That's a lot of work.
Oh, they're so fast. Also, I would like to put my cat in the cryptid files because he's a cat that knows how to open and shut one of my doors.
I mean, that is, pretty creepy. If you were just this cat that opens and shuts doors, you're like...
And also, he does have 2 extra thumbs. Which makes him, slightly different. And also, he's, super adorable. So, I mean, that's also something. He's a perfect boy who knows how to open and shut one of my doors, and it's becoming very annoying.
So, sometimes a cat with thumbs that can open and close doors. That's actually pretty creepy when you just say it like that.
Except until you see the cat that does it, which is my cat, and he's adorable, and you'll be like, oh, and look at him open that door.
Or you're oh, there he goes, escaping.
Oh, there he goes. He's opened that door, and now he's going into my roommate's room who's allergic to cats. Because he has a similar door. Oh, yay. But we're not on our cat episode, which we will have a cat episode.
Yes.
And we'll also have a dog episode, too.
Yes. But this is the spider horse episode.
This is a spider horse episode. And you know what? What is a horse? You know what's a horse? A kelpie. A kelpie's a horse. It's a weird horse.
It's a weird horse.
It's a super weird horse.
Weird swamp horse.
But as I said before, very famously, horses are demons. And also, horses look like weird dogs.
Yes.
I wish we just had really big dogs that rode around instead.
I know, right?
Because that'd be so much better.
It'd be so much nicer.
Because afterwards they can get on their bellies and you can give them belly rubs and they're just like, yay, I'm a big horse dog.
Yay! And you wouldn't have to be like, thanks, horse, and then it would bite you.
Yeah, and it won't try to kick a 6-year-old and almost kill him. Dumb horse. I hate that horse. I hate all horses because of that dumb horse.
It won't, bite onto a fence and suck in air until a vet has to come out and drain it. God, I hate horses so much.
Won't trip over a dumb rock once and break its legs because it's a 2,000-pound creature on stupid stick legs.
I mean, the only thing horses got going for them is they're not as bad as zebras. Which, by the way, injure more zookeepers than any other animal. I learned that the other day.
You know what is also a bad animal?
A kelpie.
Dolphins.
Dolphins
are awful. I see what you're trying to do. Actually get me on track, but I'm not going to let you.
A kelpie is like a dolphin and a horse put together.
But it's a weird dolphin horse.
Weird dolphin horse. Yep.
It's weird. Okay? This is what I'm trying to get at here. It's a weird horse.
It's all the things we hate put into one.
Yeah, and also sometimes it turns into a slimy naked lady to be like, hey, what's up, boy? Get over here.
That's definitely what attracts me. I'm good.
Well, I mean,
just with a layer of pond slime on you. It's I have to go.
But apparently they're very beautiful. But,
okay.
or maybe, let me just put this out there. Ancient Scots and Gaelic people were just super horny and saw some boobs. They're just like, ooh, look, there's some boobs, and she's doing a come hither thing. And then they touch her and she turns into a horse and then she drowns them.
Like, every time. God, girls are all the same.
I know. All they do is be really sticky and run you into a lake until you die.
Every time. Every girl I meet is just always secretly a horse, and she tries to drown me. Just once I want to date a non-horse lady. Please. Just, like, she can still try to drown me, I can deal with that, but as long as she's not a horse, too.
Also, she's super slimy all the time, and I don't like it. It's weird.
All the time. Ugh. I imagine they're clammy, too.
So, Kelpies are from the rivers and lochs in Scotland and Ireland. It is a strong, powerful horse with a white and sky blue color, and it will appear as a lost pony.
Oh, yeah, see? I've heard about this, where they're just horses and people touch them, and that's bad.
Yeah, well, there's more to it. But it can also, Kelpies can always be identified by its constantly dripping mane. Its mane and tail are a bit curly, because, sometimes straight hair does that. Its skin is like that of a seal, smooth but cold as death when touched. Kelpies are said to turn into beautiful women to lure men into their traps. They create illusions to keep themselves hidden, only their eyes above water to scout the surface.
It's like a gator.
So, do you see a weird horse? Do you see a weird half-horse head just floating in the water? Maybe get away.
Yeah, maybe don't. You're like, hey, look, it's a gator. No, it's a horse. Time to leave.
Okay, no, for gators. They're literally built for that. Like, their eyes are, like, on the top of their head. And, like,
Yeah, they have telescopic vision.
But this is a white and sky blue horse who has weird eyes and a weird head and a weird mane. Just, like, kind of creeping on you.
Yeah.
So, like, yo, what up, boy? You want to touch this?
Hey, you want to come swim in the water with me? It's like, no, Kelpie, no, I don't. Like, what if I turn into a lady? No, still don't.
I'm sorry.
That's the Kelpie's voice now.
So the fable of the Kelpie varies by region. The Kelpie mane is normally sky blue, and basically the water horse, who apparently also has seal skin, which is something that I'd never thought about until before this. It has seal skin, and it encourages people to ride on its back, which I don't know how a horse encourages you to ride it. Does it, like, give you, like, a sly look over its shoulder? Like, winks at you?
Yeah, is it like in Black Beauty? Like, please explain.
Which is something... Okay, here's something I'd want to... Because this is actually ties into it. The thought I have all the time ties into this. Why are horses always described as, like, really hot men?
Yeah!
Like...
Yeah, what's up with that?
Like, it's just like, it's always described like the person who's describing the horse. If it's like a good horse, or even a bad horse, it always sounds like it's just like, I would fuck that or I wouldn't fuck that. Like, in those terms. And I'm uncomfortable with it. Like, always. Every time I hear a horse story or something, I'm just like, are you like, what are you doing with that horse, bro? Like, stop describing its rippling muscles and...
Listen, I know you're from Wyoming, and there's, like, maybe, like, 20 people per square mile, or, like, one person per 20 square miles, but, like, you really need to not anymore.
Yeah. But this is why we needed to... Okay, here's the other proposition I have. Instead of dogs, we'd have to breed to be as big as horses. And when I'm thinking about riding a dog, I'm thinking about riding like a corgi, by the way, which is...
I love it.
A giant corgi. It's just a giant corgi with his little booty. It's just be like, boop, boop, boop. And it's just the corgi walk. Oh my god, I want this so badly. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Bears. We make bears into the new horses.
I like it.
Way better.
If it can be done in Dungeons and Dragons, it can be done in real life, right?
Exactly. Which is why I'm a level 10 cleric with Breath of Life. I can bring someone back to life within 2 hours of their death with no negatives. Yeah, I know, it's real nice. I don't know why that like cheat death spell is such a low level spell. It's like level 5 spell.
I know, right? Like,
it's so low.
Little too OP there, buddy.
But at the same time,
cleric
like,
too strong. Please nerf.
But at the same time, you have to use like the healing domain, and most people are just like, I don't want to do the healing domain. I'm just gonna be the healing tank.
Let me murder anything.
I'm gonna do the healing tank, so really I'm just gonna take the one that lets me have like heavy armor and like lots of combat stuff for buffs, because I'm selfish and I chose my thing last, so it has to be the cleric.
Yeah, because I always play fighter. And I don't know how else to play this game other than with murder.
But speaking of D&D and things that are awful, water horses.
So are water horses separate from kelpies, or are they technically the same thing?
They're technically the same, I think. Like, well, I don't know. I don't want to think about this horse too much more, even though it's technically the longest one. So, so what it will do is it will do like a little come hither thing, and like some like dumb dude is just like, oh, I mean, that horse is being awfully inviting. I'm gonna sit on its back. And then what it'll do is it'll get real sticky. It's just like, oh no, I can't move.
Oh, mistakes are made.
I can't move. And then what it'll do is it'll like go into the river or the loch and just like go to the bottom of the river and just eat them, except for the heart and liver.
What? Those are like the best parts.
No, they were like, for real, like if you are one of those people who eat meat and are just like, ooh, ew, organ meat. For real, don't knock organ meat. You just have to prepare it right. Hearts and livers are like real good. You have to do a little bit more to them, but like they're good.
Kelpies apparently just don't have the patience for that, though. So
they don't have the patience. Although it did say that it devours everything except for the heart and liver, which means it probably eats the bones.
Dear God!
so can you imagine?
Dear God!
A horse on the bottom of a lake. It just like gnawing at some bones.
Oh my God.
But being real picky about not eating the heart.
What? Like, of all the things you could reject, liver and heart. Okay then. But you'll eat the bones, probably the marrow, probably all the other, like, really gross parts of a person. But God, that liver and that heart just can't do it. It's a texture thing. They're like mushrooms.
I hate the texture of hearts, but I love bones.
Oh golly!
No. Although bone marrow is also good.
So weird, like, to exclude those two things. I'm sure there's some Scottish lore behind it, but
see, there's plenty of cryptids that eat nothing but the heart and liver.
It's not like you would be able to identify somebody by their heart and liver. You're like, oh my God, it's
not
Craig's
with that attitude.
Heart. It's Craig's heart. I mean, back in Scotland, when you would willingly ride a horse into a river.
Well, I mean, a horse that was just like doing like a little bit of shake and be like, you like this? You want to get on top of this, don't you? Guess what? I'm just a horse. I'm a horse that's like really wet. You wouldn't touch this, don't you?
I'm definitely just a horse and nothing else.
So here's another thing though. In some Kelpie folklore, it basically gets longer as more people ride it. So it's a stretch limo. It's a stretch limo horse.
It's like a. I wasn't thinking of it that way. I was thinking like a wiener dog horse. Stretch limo horse is really good too.
And one of those tales, a bunch of kids was just like, "Ooh, look at that horse! That's a real cool horse. I'm gonna ride on it." And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 got on its back. There's one more kid, and in one of the stories, the 10th kid was just like, "That's a weird horse. I'm not gonna get on it." which you know what? I'll forgive the first two. Like the first two, I'll forgive the first two. The third one, though, is it's like, 3 kids on a horse? I don't know. Fourth one, though. Fourth one definitely should have gone on. But in another variant, which is one that I mentioned, and this is the one I know the Kelpie from, as a kid, because for whatever reason, I was a kid who read lots of, like, folklore and, like, myths and stuff, and it was never the kid-friendly version, so...
Me too.
So, in the 10th child touched the Kelpie's nose, but his hand was stuck. So what he did was he took a knife from his pocket and cut off his hand, and stuck it in a fire so it wouldn't bleed out.
Oh.
And then he heard the crunching bones of his friends on the bottom of the lake.
Great, cool.
I see a problem with this. How does a horse get something off its back when it's stuck to it?
Yeah, it does like a death roll, like an alligator.
Well, I mean, it is basically like a dumb alligator that could turn into a naked lady.
A really dumb alligator.
Like a dumb alligator that could stretch, depending on how many kids are on its back.
Depending on how many children it eats in one day. What the fuck? Scotland, you're so weird.
This is a dumb horse. It's a dumb weird horse.
0 out of 10. Would not be drowned by.
You know what? If I was given $1 every time I thought a Kelpie was a good idea, I'd have $0.
Every time.
The last one. The piece de la resistance. I messed that up. I added to the piece of the resistance. Yes.
French is hard.
The thing is I know how to do French for the most part. It's just I forgot the words. I know how to pronounce stuff. I have to have the words in front of me.
Oh.
So everything's dumb. I hate all language. We should speak with nothing but thought.
Oh, please no.
Oh no, mine would everyone would just be like, why are you sad and like really scared all of a sudden, Jessie? And be like, I don't know, I just am. Leave me alone. I'm gonna almost have a panic attack now because for some reason I feel guilty about something I did 15 years ago, and I want to jump off a bridge because of it.
Same. Although mine nowadays would mostly be like, Faith, please just stop thinking about your cat. Please. It's like, no, I can't stop thinking about my cat.
Oh, but I love my cat so much. He's such a perfect boy. It's so aggressive and bites me all the time.
He's my perfect bitey son.
He's so great. I hope it's something he grows out of.
Yeah, he'll
He's
mellow
still
out.
a teen. He's still a teen boy.
This
and
is true.
you know about teen boys. They're always biting people.
New cryptid teen boys. Dear God.
So here, you want to hear about one of my theories?
You know what doesn't suck? Cats.
Cats don't suck, but you know who definitely does suck?
Who?
Old spider legs.
Oh, dear Lord. That transition. So smooth.
So,
like a Kelpie's flesh.
It's cold, and it was cold as death, too.
Cold. So cold.
And so sticky.
Oh. Here we are. The
yeah. Well,
grand finale Old spider legs.
Old spider legs. It's a mysterious creature cited by an American in the 19th century by a lumberjack. As he was traveling through the forest, he heard a quick and numerous galloping noise. And he got a clear sight of the horse that had 8 legs positioned like spider legs. He got on his horse and chased after the beast, but could not keep up, and lost sight of it. Many have heard of it since, but none have seen it again. It's possibly that it was a regular wild horse that had a twin that did not fully develop and got its extra expended. Which, in this case, positioned like a spider's, and learned how to use its advantages of running faster. That's it. That's all we have on old spider legs.
It's not like Petals the bear, who, like, learned to walk on his hind legs because his front legs were, like, injured. It's not like the spider horse. Cute bear. Different. Like, oh, what if it just had this creepy twin that never developed? It's like, thanks. Great. That's what I wanted to think about also, today.
It had to be very, very, fortunate for it to be, like, perfectly spaced out like a spider legs and no defects on the extra legs.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, man, Sleipnir is just having a grand old time alone in the forest. You know, Ragnarok's over, doesn't need to deal with Odin anymore. Just wants to run around.
Sleipnir also had a mommy dad.
Yeah.
And a dad. He technically had 2 dads.
All the dads.
But one of them was also a mommy, because Loki is actually really gender fluid. But, like,
Mom, Dad.
Tends to be coded as male. Yeah, it's whatever.
Parent.
But, I mean, he did... Okay, so, as people who are listening to this, the way Sleipnir, Odin's horse, the fastest horse, because in Norse mythology, it's either the best, the worst, or the second best. There's nothing in between.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. They also thought that more legs on a horse would make it go faster.
But he did have a Vanir mother father.
Oh yes, yeah,
was a god.
Was a god,
and also that horse was a really good horse. Like the dad horse was like a really good horse.
It was real good.
Like it's a
good horse.
It's a good horse.
Quality horse. 10 out of 10 quality horse.
And Sleipnir is the first child of Loki. He had 3 others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Sleipnir basically is the horse that was birthed from Loki after he tricked Odin, who is a massive asshole in every aspect.
Oh, terrible.
It was just like, hey person, giant, the best builder in the world. We need you to build Asgard and make it, like, real good. But we don't want to pay you if you take longer than a season. You know, pretty long time. But not that long time. But this giant builder was just like, yo, I got this. And, like, he almost got it all the way, except for, like, a capstone. And the reason why he didn't build it all the way is because Loki was just like, hey, Odin, I'll distract that horse. He can't do anything without that horse. So what he did was he turned into the sexiest mare he could, and then got pounded by one of the world's best horses, and got pregnant. And, like, he slept with that horse for, like, a full day. And then they didn't have to pay for Asgard. So
that's the story of old spider legs, aka Sleipnir. On vacation. I don't know.
See, I feel like Sleipnir is like a classier looking horse.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have like those creepy like position like old spider legs specifically says positioned like a spider, so they're like pointing out from its body.
Also, Sleipnir can fly.
Yeah. Yes.
Odin flies with that horse more than anything.
Are you sure that Sleipnir can fly and it's not just Odin flying and carrying Sleipnir?
I'm gonna say a bit of A, a bit of B,
a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B,
a little bit of both,
a little bit of both.
But yeah, so old spider legs. So we talked about a spider, a horse, and a spider horse, and now we're on to the best segment of this show. Make it YA / make it sexy / make just a story.
Well,
so I will say before, because I know immediately what I went to. I went to a Orin Host Club style, like, kind of harem anime immediately. But I've already done that. I've already done that with the last episode. So we have to challenge ourselves. And we have to include all 3 of these.
Okay, so all 3 of them have to be sexy YA novel.
Or they can be a romantic story.
Oh,
or you could just make up a story.
Can they all fall in love with each other?
I mean, that's the easy way out.
like it makes sense. Old Spider Legs and the Lefferling probably would legit get along pretty well. I mean, they're pretty close.
They both run real fast.
Yeah, they both got 8 legs.
They both have way too many. They just have too much going on.
Too much. A lot, really.
Some would say, just unnecessarily amount, like gratuitous amount of extra stuff.
Just why? And Kelpie is their wingman friend who's really trying to get them together. Nah, man, Old Spider Legs, you and Lefferling, you'd be so good together. And Old Spider Legs is what? Because we both have 8 legs? It's no. Yeah, no. But also yes.
Okay. Here's what my preposition is. No, I did that wrong. Over. Crap, I don't know what prepositions are anymore. Over. Okay, that's my Hey, Jessie, you know how to edit stuff. Over.
You know the English language.
Yeah, that's right. Cut right there.
Mostly.
Right there. Okay. Yeah, it's a real clever joke that it took me too long to get out. But it's going to sound seamless, which is all that matters. I've only do this occasionally. But, okay, so I feel like we could do a boarding school drama thing.
Oh.
And let's make it an all-girl boarding school.
Yes.
And, Old Spider Legs is the wise janitor.
Oh.
because
love it.
Yeah, he's a wise janitor, and he just gives the girls advice every once in a while whenever they're this is a 13 episode series that dies really quickly because really it's kind of bad, but at the same time it's shot really well.
Yeah.
So people just
God, but the cinematography.
Yeah. And
the gay
Kelpie
always pulls me in.
And the Kelpie. Oh, wait. Even better. I got this. It's about 2 rival all-girl boarding schools. Even better. One with spiders, one with horse creatures.
Oh. Yes.
Although the boarding school, the horse boarding school would have what I dub the corpse horse, which is basically a really fucked up centaur cyclopses, where it's which is a skinless guy on a skinless horse, and both only have one eyes, and they chase after you and then try to eat you. Yeah, that would be the major villain.
Oh, I like
Kelpie,
it.
But Kelpie, they play, what's a non-stereotypical lesbian sport? So it can't be field hockey.
Badminton.
Badminton, yes. So on badminton, that's so bad sport for both of them to play. So the Kelpie is like has like a weird like one-sided love thing for Lafferlang. By the way, this is turning into a horror movie.
I'm okay with that.
Has a weird one-sided.
I've seen this before.
Yes, has a weird one-sided love thing for Lafferlang, and keeps on like watching her and everything, and be like, "Man, I love that bushy tail and that horse head with 8 eyes so much."
Like Lafferlang is like definitely a spider, but it has this like really attractive like horse head.
Yes.
Really
And-
attractive by horse standards, of course.
Yeah, which is horrible standards, because anything dealing with a horse is automatically bad.
Bad.
Yeah. And I don't know, single white femaled her. I don't know how you do that. I don't know.
Oh,
No,
dear.
that's the wrong one. You finish this up.
Do you want it to be a horror movie?
No, I just
Truly,
like
what do
making
you
romance movies into slasher films, because it's the best way to make a romance movie like instantaneously more interesting.
It's
Be
true.
like-
Well, I was thinking of God, what is the Moth Diaries, which is basically just Carmilla in a boarding school. So Carmilla, basically.
But I want Kelpie to just have a horrible time and be really, really sad at the end of the movie.
Oh.
Or third series,
Okay,
I mean.
so
Like, super
so
sad.
much like Moth Diaries, it's like she's like really into Lafferlang, okay? Like really
Yeah.
into Lafferlang because of the horse head. She's a little ashamed because Lafferlang is like not because it's gay, but because Lafferlang is technically a spider. Technically,
No, Lafferlang is like the straightest girl around. Also, she's the straightest girl.
until one day when old Spider Lake shows up and completely turns everyone on their head and like starts to much like Carmilla starts to seduce Lafferlang until eventually and everybody's like, "Oh no, Kelpie, like you're being like really jealous, and also like it's really weird that you're into Lafferlang like this in the first place, and like you're just being paranoid."
Like, nothing really matches up, because like it's way bigger. First off, Lafferlang is way bigger than you, and second off, you can't touch her because she would literally have to cut off one of her legs.
One of them, they'll grow back, whatever.
No, okay. So yes, that. But the end is Lafferlang has to like. No, I want Kelpie to feel bad.
You're like, no, Kelpie has to feel bad.
Kelpie has to feel bad. Okay, so Lafferlang finds another girl in the boarding school who's actually way better in every single way.
Yeah,
In fact, no,
old
she found-
Spider
she
Lakes,
found an-
there you go.
She found Old Spider Lakes is the old janitor.
Damn it.
That'd be
Okay.
creepy. They're like teen girls in this.
Okay.
No, okay. So wait. Lafferlang dates, like, eventually falls in love, because this is like a background thing that you don't really pay attention to, but then you like start realizing it towards the end,
Yeah.
where she falls in love with someone who looks almost exactly like Kelpie but better looking.
Oh. Oh no.
And everything about that other horse is like 20% better than Kelpie in every single way. And even she can't deny it. It's just like, yeah.
It's the water horse. The Kelpie's old enemy. Kelpie's old rival.
And whenever Kelpie goes to confront the water horse, and Lafferlang is just like, I can't even touch you. Why would I even want to be in a relationship with you? And then Kelpie, it ends with Kelpie crying.
It ends with Kelpie like leaving the school and turning into a hot lady.
Yeah. And then, oh, wait.
What?
Set this further back. We can make Kelpie. Okay, Kelpie. Okay.
Kelpie.
Let's say instead of a boarding school, Convents. No? Convents. That's what I was talking about.
Convents. Yeah.
Convents. Yes. Okay, so gay nuns. First off, which is
I'm here for this.
so gay nuns, because we also need to have lots of negative press from Catholics. For this. So they're gay nuns.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. And Kelpie runs away and just turns into a beautiful lady and just takes her revenge. No, Lafferlang. Lafferlang is actually like super bi. That's it. And goes and like leaves the convent for like a man. Let's say it's old spider legs. Let's just say it's old spider legs. And Kelpie is just like, I hate all men now, so I'm going to drown every single man by turning into a beautiful lady who's naked and be like, I'm going to drown you and eat your bones because I hate you so much. Except for your heart, because hearts is something I can't have anymore.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, Kelpie.
So we got this.
I like it.
And also Kelpie's just is always crying and just constantly sad.
That's why she's so wet all the time. It's not actually because she lives in the water, it's because she's just crying all the time.
Because old Spider Legs is just not a super sticky horse that is
you have
compatible
to, like, cut off
with
your limbs if you touch them. God, the Kelpie is like a human spider trap. It's deeply upsetting. Like a human glue trap.
Yeah, essentially. You have to cut off your own arms. I don't know why flies don't do that. I mean, why can't they? Why can't flies cut off their own limbs?
Yeah, it's not like they don't know how to use tools or anything.
I mean, if they were smart enough, that's what they would do. But it's whatever.
Get on our
Dumb
level, flies.
Yeah, stupid flies. Start carrying pocket knives around so you can cut off your limbs whenever you're on glue traps. You dumb fly. Okay. So I'm quickly running out of steam. So, what did you think of this grouping of peoples? I mean, of people, by peoples, I mean spider and horses and horse spiders and spider horse.
Horse spider. You got your horse and my spider. But you got your spider and my horse. It's like the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup of cryptids. Except everything's bad.
Did you know there's a sea unicorn?
Yes.
There's a sea unicorn, and it's not a narwhal.
Yes,
it's an actual horse. Why did I do sea unicorn? Why did I do sea unicorn?
Because this was spiders and horses, not horses and fish.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do a fish episode also.
That's the sequel to our gay nun horse spider drama. Is Kelpie eventually finds out about the sea unicorn. Except that one ends sad too, because one of them lives in freshwater and one of them lives in saltwater.
Kelpie tries to live with the sea unicorn, but then dies.
The drama goes on. It's the second novel of the trilogy.
And the third one is about the sea unicorn meeting a narwhal and being like, you suck. The narwhal is, and then be like, oh, I'm better than you, and then it gets stabbed by the narwhal.
My God.
Yeah, and then a monkfish comes by and is just like, oh no, I'll say the rights. And then and then the baseball fish would be like, home run.
just like the third novel novel just really goes downhill fast.
Like we have to end it. Like we signed a contract for 3 books. We only had 2. Okay.
But God, gotta make that money though.
You gotta make it.
Gotta make that money.
I think we're done.
Cool.
Like, I'm pretty sure we're done.
I mean, we made a gay spider and horse nun romance, and I think that's all you really need to do in life.
Speaking of, if you do want to watch a movie based off of a book from the 1500s that was made with some of the greatest comedian actresses, you should watch The Little Hours.
Yes.
Where there's lots of just horny nun action just happening all over the place.
Just everywhere.
Everywhere.
At all times.
Like, it's super... And, also, just, like, real funny. Like, real funny. And also very horny. So, you should watch Little Hours.
It has Aubrey Plaza in it. What else do you need?
Aubrey Plaza, Kate Micucci, Alison Brie. It has... Those are the main characters. It has John C. Reilly as a like, the head of the Covenant? Why can't I say...
Convent.
The Covenant. I'm pretty sure it's the Covenant. But it also has Jessie from Girls.
Oh!
I forget what her... Yeah.
God,
you know that show with the awful... With Lena Dunham, known... Yeah, so you should watch The Little Hours, and, maybe our gay, non-cryptid story will be picked up by the BBC.
I'll write an ebook and sell it for $1 on Amazon.
You know what? You totally could.
I know, right?
That would be way easier.
I'll do it.
That would be so much easier.
I'll do it.
Okay, well, if you actually do it, make sure you send me a link. So.
You get 50% of the profit, so like 50 cents.
50 cents. Exactly 50 cents.
50 cents.
So, so what you do?
I'm just gonna plug my comic again, because I'm really proud of it. Grace's Wings at graceswings.com. It's a modern supernatural, like, urban fantasy comic about a for-hire exorcist. And all the just awful things she runs into.
Is it not about a sexy redhead in really tight pants who, like, knows, like, a million, like, super sexy, like, monsters, and then, like, they bang all the time?
Unfortunately,
like most urban fantasy? Because I'm pretty sure that's most urban fantasy.
I don't, listen, I'm too gay for that.
Well, it could be super sexy, like,
and she's
women.
Not sexy at all. Like, she's not very attractive, so... Damn it. I really dropped the ball on this one. I'm sorry, guys.
You could have been like every other urban fantasy person out there and just made a super sexy redhead in leather pants who bangs all the time.
No,
is really good at fighting.
I just have a, like, really inept biracial queer woman who has no idea what she's doing, frankly.
How will you ever sell that? Like, what are you supposed to put on the cover? Like, you're supposed to do like this, a nearly photorealistic or super airbrushed picture of a redhead, first off, with long red hair and tight leather pants, doing like a look over the shoulder, but you totally see her butt the whole time, and she has either a sword or a gun, and her name's something like
Aurora.
Aurora Bloodstone or something like that. and she's like half vampire, or like she's half elf. She's half elf.
Yeah.
That's it. See, I pretty much described half of the urban fantasy out there.
You really have.
It's always a redhead. It's almost
it
always
really
a redhead.
is. It's always a redhead. What's up with that?
Because they're feisty, apparently. I don't know.
I don't know. Is it because the Celts thought that they were magical? Explain.
I don't
Is it
know.
because the Greeks thought they would come back as vampires?
Maybe it's because, like, naturally redheaded people are, like, kind of, like, rare.
Oh, true.
Technically. Like actually red hair people, not like a strawberry blonde.
Yeah.
It's still red hair, but like...
Legit red hair.
Like legit red hair. And, maybe that? I don't know. The Aurora... Yeah, but the Aurora Bloodstone Chronicles is something I'm going to be putting out pretty soon.
That'll be... Yeah, that's your Amazon ebook for $1.
She's half elf. And she's a half-elf bounty hunter who is in an on and off again relationship with a wind demon.
Yeah, sure. But they can't be
demon.
Together because he's made out of wind.
But like they totally do it all the time because
all the time.
Because it's adult urban fantasy, which means you need like very lurid details. I've read a lot of my mother's books as a child when I ran out of books, and she read a lot of like super sexy urban fantasy. It made it imprinted on me.
It's okay. My terrible, awful grandfather, turns out, read a lot of Western romances. A lot.
That's my uncle. He loves like Louis L'Amour and other Western romances and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, it's just those cowboys.
Those cowboys.
But speaking of cowboys, you can listen to... That was not a smooth transition. You can listen to my other podcast, Alphabet Flight, which should have featured Faith.
Already
By the time this comes out? Yes.
Whatever.
Already.
I'm in it at some point.
Yeah. And we talk about Claw and Misty Knight and stuff, so you should listen to that. And I think we're about, and if I don't know the outro to this, I don't have a good outro.
we have no intro, we have no outro.
Well, okay, so this has been Creepy.
This podcast never ends.
No, it never ends. I'll just keep on talking. This has been Creepy Critters, and don't touch the weird water horse. Like, whatever you do, just...
If you see a horse in the middle of a swamp, don't touch it. Do not.
No, don't touch a horse in general. Like, if a horse is just, like, really trying to get you to get on it, like just, like, looking at you, like, doing a little look over the shoulder, and just, like, and, like, giving you, like, you know, winking and, like, making sure, like, don't trust that horse.
Don't.
Like, in general, don't touch it, don't trust it. It's going to drown you and eat your bones.